Are you ready to uncover the captivating saga of a beauty empire that has seen it all? From the dazzling rise to the unexpected falls and the jaw-dropping scandals that rock the cosmetics world. Today, we're peeling back the layers of CoverGirl Cosmetics. This is the untold story of the rise, fall, and scandals of a beauty empire that will leave you spellbound. CoverGirl is undeniably an iconic brand that has achieved household recognition. Its reputation extends far beyond the realm of makeup enthusiasts, as it stands as one of the most globally renowned cosmetic companies. While CoverGirl has a history of featuring famous models, actors, and other pop culture icons to promote its makeup line, there is a depth and substance to the company that goes beyond its association with glamour celebrities and the provision of high-quality, affordable beauty products. If you believe you're already well versed in all things CoverGirl, prepare to be astonished. CoverGirl's rich and captivating history holds numerous revelations, even for self-proclaimed CoverGirl enthusiasts, from its inception to its enduring influence on the beauty sector and its potential future developments. This video provides an extensive exploration of the essential facets of CoverGirl that every beauty enthusiast should be acquainted with. In the 1950s, the Noxzema chemical company of Baltimore, known mainly for their Noxzema skin cream, began a program of diversification. It hired new staff with experience in sales, advertising, and product development, and started creating and market testing new lines. Amongst the new products brought to fruition were two medicated cosmetics, a liquid makeup and a compressed powder. First sold nationally in January 1961, they were introduced with an extensive magazine and television advertising campaign targeting teenagers and young women. The products sold well, and Noxzema added a loose powder to the line later in the year. This modest beginning marked the start of the incredibly successful CoverGirl brand. Noxzema had some experience with skincare cosmetics, but the company had never sold makeup before the overnight success of CoverGirl was quite remarkable. CoverGirl's formulation incorporated some of the medicinal ingredients already found in Noxzema skin cream, such as camphor, menthol, clove oil, and eucalyptus oil. Additionally, it included other bactericides. Given that bacteria were known to be linked to the occurrence of pimples and skin blemishes, the inclusion of these bactericides allowed Noxzema to assert that CoverGirl was not only beneficial for the skin, but also superior to going without makeup altogether. In October of 1972, the U.S. Food and Drug Authority, the FDA, imposed restrictions on the use of some of the chemicals found in CoverGirl as well as Noxzema. However, the Noxel Corporation, which had been the new name adopted by Noxzema, had anticipated the FDA's announcement and had already removed hexachlorophene from its product lines earlier that year. Even though CoverGirl makeup still contained other bactericidal agents, the company could continue to market the cosmetics as medicated. You might recognize CoverGirl's parent company from this beauty staple. At the time of its inception, CoverGirl wasn't introduced as a standalone cosmetics brand. Rather, it was affiliated with the Noxzema chemical company. Presently, the name Noxzema is primarily associated with Noxzema skin cream, a household essential that has been a fixture in medicine cabinets for over 50 years. Noxzema originated in the early 20th century as a solution for sunburn relief. Over time, it was discovered to possess the added benefit of soothing itchy skin and addressing eczema, contributing to its widespread popularity. And during the 1950s, Noxzema skin cream was marketed as both a cleanser and cold cream, establishing itself as a fundamental component of the nightly skincare routines for numerous individuals. In the modern era, Noxzema remains a cost-effective beauty essential that continues to enjoy extensive use, and it is now considered somewhat outdated or vintage, if you may, because it's been around so long and there's just so many new products from other brands to compete with it. Even if you don't personally use Noxzema, it's highly probable that you might still come across a jar of this drugstore cold cream on your mother's bedside table. While many individuals often associate contouring with a contemporary beauty trend, its origins run deep. Contouring has a long-standing history in the world of theater, and it gained popularity as a mainstream beauty technique in the 1960s, largely thanks to CoverGirl. In fact, CoverGirl employed contouring as a marketing strategy. As per a 1964 CoverGirl advertisement, customers were urged to purchase multiple shades of CoverGirl products to enable contouring, thus boosting CoverGirl sales. People were advised to employ lighter shades to emphasize and enhance certain facial features, while darker shades were recommended for contrast or to diminish features that might appear overly prominent. CoverGirl's contouring guidelines encompass suggestions such as mixing a lighter foundation shade along the jawline, extending from the ear to the chin to hide a receding chin, and using a darker foundation on the tip exclusively to create the illusion of a smaller nose for individuals with longer noses. The CoverGirl brand was initially marketed towards girls and young women. From its inception, CoverGirl had a steadfast commitment to affordability. During its initial stages, the brand intentionally focused on reaching girls and young women by offering products at a low price point and distributing them in drugstores and grocery stores, recognizing that these locations were where young, informed consumers were most likely to purchase cosmetics. Commencing in 1962, CoverGirl initiated the co-ed high school CoverGirl contest, inviting teenage girls to participate. The contest offered prizes such as the opportunity to be featured in the magazine Co-ed, a year's worth of CoverGirl Cosmetics, and a $100 US savings bond. While the contest winners were not the glamorous models who would later represent the company, they played a vital role in assisting CoverGirl in reaching out to adolescents and young adults through their marketing efforts. By showcasing high school students, CoverGirl also succeeded in crafting a youthful and wholesome brand image. CoverGirl played a significant role in ushering in the era of supermodels by selecting celebrities to serve as its brand ambassadors. Although the practice is now commonplace, CoverGirl was a pioneer in extensively using models in its advertising campaigns, subsequently catapulting several of these models to unprecedented levels of fame. The very first individual to assume the role of a CoverGirl spokesperson was the teenage model Jennifer O'Neill. O'Neill became the face of the company in 1963. According to O'Neill's IMDb page, she was born on February 20th, 1948, which means she was merely just 15 years old in her inaugural CoverGirl advertisement. Even though Jennifer O'Neill is no longer associated with CoverGirl, she appears to maintain an active presence in the entertainment sector. However, it's worth noting that her most recent acting credit dates back to 2016 when she was featured in a movie called I'm Not Ashamed. CoverGirl has had the privilege of featuring several prominent individuals as their spokesmodels over the year. After Jennifer O'Neill's groundbreaking introduction as their inaugural CoverGirl in 1963, the brand went on to list other notable spokeswomen. These have included distinguished U.S. gymnasts such as Shawn Johnson, Nastia Liukin, and Alicia Sacramone, along with well-known celebrities like Drew Barrymore, Queen Latifah, Cheryl Tiegs, Rachel Hunter, Nikki Taylor, and Molly Sims. Despite initially limiting its product range to lighter shades, CoverGirl would eventually emerge as a strong advocate for diversity. In 1992, model Lana Ogilvie achieved the significant milestone of becoming the first woman of color to secure a CoverGirl contract. Furthermore, she also held the distinction of being the first Black woman to represent a non-ethnic cosmetics company. Lana's breakthrough paved the way for other Black women to join the ranks of CoverGirl. Notable figures such as Tyra Banks and Rihanna, as well as Janelle Monáe, are just a few of the Black women who have also been honored with the title of CoverGirl. Christy Brinkley, the model, enjoyed a long-standing association with CoverGirl, holding the record for the cosmetic industry's lengthiest running contract. Brinkley assumed the role of CoverGirl's brand ambassador in 1976, a position she retained for an impressive 25 years. Her involvement significantly contributed to the surging popularity of CoverGirl, and her influence on the brand remains profound, extending even into the present day. Brinkley witnessed substantial transformations in both the beauty and modeling industries over the years. As a representative of CoverGirl, she conveyed that there is now a greater appreciation for authenticity compared to when she commenced her career. She emphasized that this shift offers a rich and diverse perspective of the world, encompassing various viewpoints, personalities, and unexpected empowering moments. Brinkley regarded this as a beautiful and exhilarating development, particularly for those entering the industry today. And she also pointed out that individuals no longer need to feel stagnant or wait for opportunities. They have the capability to actively create opportunities every day, which she deemed immensely significant. The Noxema chemical company underwent a name change, becoming the Noxel Corporation, and the Noxel Corporation managed CoverGirl until the late 1980s, during which the brand had extended its reach beyond the United States, successfully establishing a presence in the global market, particularly in Europe. While sales in regions outside North America were comparatively modest when compared to CoverGirl's success in the United States and Canada, the brand still generated sufficient revenue to capture the attention of larger corporate entities. In 1988, the influential Procter & Gamble acquired Noxel. Procter & Gamble's interest in the acquisition stemmed from the remarkable triumphs of the CoverGirl brand. At the time, Procter & Gamble did not have a makeup line within its diverse portfolio of brands and was very keen to incorporate one. The acquisition of the Noxel Corporation was completed through a stock swap deal amounting to $1.3 billion. In 2015, Coty completed the acquisition of CoverGirl, along with 42 additional beauty brands, from Procter & Gamble in a substantial $15 billion transaction. This acquisition elevated Coty's status to become one of the leading global beauty brands, granting them ownership not only of CoverGirl, but also other prominent product lines such as Clairol Hair Care and Max Factor Cosmetics. Prior to this acquisition, Coty already possessed a portfolio of significant brand names, including Calvin Klein Fragrances and Rimmel Cosmetics. Consequently, this acquisition didn't solely establish Coty as one of the world's premier beauty brands, but it also positioned them as the foremost fragrance brand globally. And Coty is another very old brand that was popular in the 1930s, if you remember Coty Airspun face powder. In 2018, CoverGirl implemented a significant transformation to enhance its appeal to socially conscious consumers. The company took a noteworthy step by becoming cruelty-free, declaring its commitment to cease testing products on animals. CoverGirl's products receive official certification from Cruelty Free International, including the Leaping Bunny logo on the company's products. This emblem serves as an assurance to customers that neither CoverGirl nor its suppliers engage in animal testing for their products and ingredients. Despite CoverGirl's apparent dominance in the cosmetics industry, the brand has faced challenges, and its future appears very uncertain. In July of 2019, Coty's shares took a significant hit as the company had to devalue $3 billion worth of brands acquired from Procter & Gamble in 2016, including CoverGirl. According to a report, data from S&P Global Market Intelligence indicated that Coty's stock had experienced a 67% decline in value over the preceding year. This decline was attributed to several factors, including declining sales of CoverGirl and other Coty-owned brands due to distributions in the supply chain and heightened competition from newer brands like Kylie Cosmetics and NYX. And I feel like it is so competitive nowadays with beauty brands. I remember back in the day, like I would go to the drugstore and I'd shop for like CoverGirl, Maybelline, Revlon, but now there's just so many other choices. Let me know in the comments below, do you still use anything from CoverGirl, or do you not shop that cosmetics line anymore? Following Coty's acquisition of CoverGirl, the cosmetics brand underwent a rebranding process. The iconic slogan, "Easy, Breezy, Beautiful CoverGirl," was discontinued and replaced with "I am what I make up." I mean, to be honest, I kind of like the original because it's more nostalgic to me, and I just remember those commercials in the 90s. This alteration aimed to highlight the idea that traditional beauty standards are not as rigid as they once were, emphasizing that makeup is not a necessity to be considered beautiful. Let me know in the comments below, do you like the original slogan or the new one? And now let's get into some of the CoverGirl scandals. So believe it or not, CoverGirl makeup was sued for having forever chemicals in their products and for false advertising. CoverGirl Cosmetics faced a lawsuit in DC Superior Court on the grounds of deceptive advertising and the inclusion of harmful substances referred to as PFAS. The legal complaint filed in DC Superior Court asserted that CoverGirl's makeup products, which they promoted as sustainable, were discovered to contain PFAS, a group of hazardous synthetic chemicals. And it's always interesting to think about because a lot of brands nowadays will do greenwashing with their labels and be like, it's free from talc or free from this, but they kind of sneak other chemicals in there. So it is a little bit deceptive. A legal complaint was filed against CoverGirl Cosmetics and Coty Inc. on December 20th, 2021, within the jurisdiction of the District of Columbia Civil Division. The complaint pertained to alleged false advertising, invoking the District of Columbia Consumer Protection Procedures Act. Toxin Free USA, a non-profit organization committed to safeguarding consumers and promoting awareness, has asserted that CoverGirl made inaccurate representations of their products. CoverGirl described the products as sustainable and portrayed themselves as advocates of open, inclusive, and sustainable beauty in their sustainability report. The lawsuit contends that traces of these forever chemicals have been identified in CoverGirl Cosmetics products. Given that these chemicals are recognized as both toxic and enduring substances, the lawsuit maintains that CoverGirl should refrain from characterizing themselves and their products as sustainable. I feel like not that long ago I actually bought some foundation that was supposed to be sustainable and like free from a bunch of chemicals. Let me know in the comments below. Have you purchased anything from CoverGirl recently? And according to the lawsuit, Toxin Free USA sent CoverGirl's True Blend pressed powder to an EPA certified laboratory for testing, revealing a fluorine content of 6,242 parts per million. Subsequent examinations indicated that this fluorine was entirely organic, a clear indication of the presence of forever chemicals. Furthermore, the lawsuit asserts that reasonable consumers who encounter the defendant's claim emphasizing safety and sustainability would not anticipate the product to contain these harmful forever chemicals. It is also alleged that the defendants were aware of and intended for consumers to opt for and be willing to pay more for products labeled as safe and sustainable, which would further their own interest in boosting product sales while diminishing the sales of competing products that are genuinely marketed. And there are many health problems linked with these forever chemicals, and the level is actually quite concerning that was found in the CoverGirl makeup because we're applying this makeup every day. A lot of it's being exposed to millions of different people. Through decades of research, it can be linked to cardiovascular disease. It can also affect the growth and learning behavior of infants and older children, can have an increased risk of allergies and asthma, and it also lowers a woman's chance of getting pregnant and increase the chances of miscarriage, increases cholesterol levels, it can lower sperm count, increase the risk of kidney and also testicular cancers. So it's interesting, I feel like there are so many cosmetics that are actually toxic, maybe because they market themselves as green and non-toxic, which made it worse in my opinion. If they just kind of didn't do that, but didn't necessarily disclose it, it probably wouldn't be as bad, but they kind of marketed as themselves as like a cleaner brand, which makes it worse. But it kind of reminds me of the baby powder fiasco with Johnson & Johnson all over again in many ways, just because they were lying to people and not really admitting that the talc in there had asbestos in it and caused cancer. So you can really go down the rabbit hole with this. There's lots of ways you can research the products that you're using. I mean, I do like the nostalgic aspect of CoverGirl, especially because they've been around for so long, and I do really like how they're historical and just the story behind them. And I do want them to stay in the business just for the historical significance. But let me know in the comments below, do you have a favorite drugstore beauty brand? Do you still use CoverGirl, or are you on to something else? Let me know in the comments below, and also let me know who your favorite CoverGirl supermodel is. And let me know if you have any other requests for any beauty brand videos. All right, I'll see you guys again soon. Bye.